welcome to the studio of Sales Success Secrets. Actually, great to have you here to discuss about the topic on work-life balance. Okay, because this is one of the topic which really touches me really well. Because many a time I see today, because of the IT booms, all these things, people spend odd hours at work. Actually, I mean, there are times where I see people say after going back home also they start working it. I mean, when they are supposed to spend a time when they go out with the family, even for a dinner time, they keep talking on the phone or doing something. I mean, they spend that quality amount, even if it is what I always say, if you committed that 1 hour with the family, spend that 1 hour for the family. It does not mean that you have to spend that whole day with the family. If that 2 hours you spend that only 2 hours, that's more than sufficient. What they wanted is only that 1 hour or 2 hour. Your mind and thought must be on them. It should not be say because many a time I see these people happening until about 40, 45, they don't, care about their health. They don't sleep well. They don't bother about the kind of food what they eat. Okay, they only bother about the wealth. What kind of an amount of wealth I can, accumulate or generate, what they bother about. After about 45, 50, they realize that this is a time for them to spend this wealth, whatever they are, accumulated over a period of time for their health. Is that what you wanted? Because many a time I quote this in a simple example is, it's bullock cart ride. Okay, if your wheel is balanced only, you will have a smoothie ride. If say assuming one part is smaller on the wheel, what will happen? You will always have the bumpy drive. Same thing happens in life. Sir, at this junction, I wanted, I want you to share some of your experience on this, on work-life balance, sir.
This, if you ask me this, I would say rate it as the best chapter in the book, because now in this kind of lockdown situations, people now realize how they have missed the world. And you have written it so beautifully, and I went through that again and again. It is, every time when I go into that, it gives a different meaning. That's a wonderful part of the writing. Yes, as you rightly said, it's sometimes it's easier said than done. In a kind of materialistic world, people wanted to acquire more and more and more things, and while chasing for such kind of material wealth, there is no stoppage. Actually, that's what this complicates. We always, as you rightly brilliantly said, that we spend most of our life, 50% of our life, only in search of wealth, sacrificing our health. But in the remaining part of our life, we spend our wealth to safeguard that health. So this is very, very important. I just tell you an incident, about a person. He was a well-known orthopedician in Chennai. He is no more. Actually, he's a good family friend. His story goes like this. When he was a boy, he was very, very, academic oriented, kind of a bookworm. So he will never socialize with people, mingle with people. All the time he would say that I got tests or examinations. If parents invite him to go for any social functions, he will say, no, I can't come because I got an exam. I'm sorry, I can't do that. This was not only in the school. Later on, when he went to college, also this practice continued. That he will always give preferences to the college. Later on, when he became a doctor, a surgeon, he would always say that I got the seminar to prepare, the other workshops to prepare, or for my students. All that life went on and on and on. And one day, his wife, unfortunately, she passed away. By then, this man also got retired. When he came home, he found emptiness. Nothing was there. He suddenly found that he can't even do small things at home, and he felt loneliness. One Sunday, he was talking to his grandson. He was about 7 or 8-year-old boy. He was talking to him, and he was only solace for him at that time. He said, finally, he requested his grandson, why don't you come to Papa's house, stay with him? Papa would be happy. No, he said. For which that boy said, Tata, I'm so sorry, I got exams to do tomorrow, I can't come to you. Then he realized how he has lost complete his life, as you rightly said about that bullock cart. He was only looking at one side of the wheel, and I would say, from your own book, it's like a car with four wheels. He was only concentrating on one wheel. The rest of the three wheels were totally punctured, and the car couldn't move. The similar fashion, if we miss out the finer, this is after all only one life. We shall pass through only once. We were not going to get one more life. This life is precious. 7 or 8 decades we are going to live maximum. In that 7 or 8 decades, how best we carry the moments is very important. It's not just about the career, it's about ourselves, about family, it's about social. So many things are there. And I read this as the best chapter in the book. Thank you.
Thanks for an amazing sharing, sir, because somebody cannot even give a better example, better metaphor for work-life balance, actually. Amazing example. I mean, it's a time for us to take a call. I mean, how do we wanted to balance all this area, not only work, life, wealth, health, I mean, social, all these things are equally important. It's not necessary you need to spend equal amount of time, but you need to spend the time, you allocate the time and spend it. Thanks for listening. We'll connect back again next time with one more topic. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much.